VA funding fee. What is it? Why do I have to pay it? Who has to pay it? And how do I not pay it? VA loan guy Murph here. Quick backstory. I was a veteran, right? Stationed at Fort Campbell. I was an 11 Bravo. I know. Hang on. You're saying an 11 Bravo. That guy is an idiot. Doesn't know what he's talking about because he was an 11 Bang Bang. Shut up. No. I originated coming out of the IT world. That's what all these certifications are. I said, that ain't for me no more. We're going to go do something else. Now we are invested in doing VA loans for veterans because I bought my house and I got screwed, and I decided I'm going to actually help vets. So that's where we are. All right. So what is the VA loan funding fee? It is a one-time fee charged by the VA to fund VA loan programs, offsetting costs of possible loan defaults, right? That's the written script answer. I'm going to be real with you. Picture yourself as the VA, right? And you go ahead and you say, hey, I'm going to give all of these veterans and all of these active duty soldiers within the correct parameters a home loan, and they're not going to have to put any money down because they served us, and that's what I'm going to do. And then you come to the realization of, oh my God, that's trillions and billions, and that's a lot of money, so I can't do that. VA funding fee, right? Think of it as the fee that helps the VA continue to run this program, right? Veterans have to pay it. Active duty absolutely has to pay it. There are certain stipulations to where you don't have to pay this thing. We'll get into that later. But that is basically what it is. It's basically just, you got to think of it as you don't have to put any money down, which would be, on an average home loan, you're talking $100,000 for 10%, depending on whatever the loan is. This is much, much less, right? In total, we'll go over the rates here in a minute. How much is the funding fee? The fee depends on if your first or subsequent use, your down payment, and the service category. So I'm going to throw this all up on the screen right now, and you can follow along and read with me. So if it is your first time use and you didn't do any down payment, right? And this is for a $400,000 home. All of these numbers will be easy math for a $400,000 home because I know some of you are 11 bang bangs, but you didn't go to college, right? So 2.15% is $8,600. That is what you are going to have to pay, right? And then first time, but let's say you put 5% down, that number gets lowered to $6,000. You put 10% down, hey, it got lowered to $5,000. So that is quite the difference. And then if you didn't know, you actually have multiple VA loans, right? You're not tied to just one house. You can. There's a whole big deal into it. I'll link a video somewhere if I haven't made it already. If not, just wait. But let's say that, you used it your first time, for this $8,600, and now you are like, hey, it's time. I'm ready for another house. Your subsequent use with no down payment is $13,000. So it goes up, right? It's just one of those things that, the VA doesn't really intend for you to be able to buy multiple houses and get rich off of it. You absolutely can if you are strategic about it and you know what you're doing. So you're asking me, who pays the funding fee? Typically, you, the veteran, are the one who pays it, right? It's your loan, you're going to pay it. But there's a lot of cool things that can be done with that because me as a loan officer, I understand that not a lot of people have just that much extra cash laying around. I mean, maybe you just got out and you're looking to buy a house right now and you have your savings or whatnot, but a lot of people don't have that. So my personal favorite thing, right, is you can essentially, the first thing, right, is it can be paid up front or rolled into the loan amount. So I could say, this is your mortgage. This is what you're going to owe in the VA funding fee. You say, awesome, Murphy, here's that money for that fee, done. What I personally like to do is I like to take that VA funding fee, if you have to pay, and I roll it into your loan. So example, if your funding fee is $8,600 and you're looking for a $400,000 home, I'm going to get you a loan that is $8,600. And then it's an extra $70 per month, until that's paid off. And then congrats, you're good. It's paid off, done. Also, some sellers might agree to pay it as part of the closing negotiations, but Usually it's the borrower's responsibility. This goes back to, I'm telling you, don't just go out and get any Joe Schmo loan officer or Joe Schmo realtor, because they don't care. As I told you in the beginning of this, I am a veteran. I've literally been in your shoes, right? I have done what you have done. I went through the suck. I did all of that stuff. I am genuinely here to help you. Do I get paid for this service? Absolutely. 1,000%. I wouldn't do it for free. Well, actually, I take that back, because I actually have cut my commission by a lot of money to help people out. Just because it's, at the end of the day, it's the right thing to do. But hey, I have bills. I have to eat too. You need to get you a realtor that is a go-getter, preferably a veteran, or at least specializes in helping veterans get homes, because I am a cutthroat, right? I'm going to get you the best deal that I can get you. And if that seller is not negotiating correctly, I'll turn up the fire. We'll figure something out. But my goal is you're not paying everything. There's no way. So the funding fee exemptions, who doesn't have to pay the VA funding fee. So first things, right? Veterans with a service-connected disability do not pay the fee. Service-connected disability has to be a minimum of 10%, which, in my experience, 95% of the veterans that I deal with, that's easy. They immediately get that, and it's no problem. So congrats, you got that. You just saved yourself, $8,000 off the GAT, and you're getting paid from the VA. Also, if you are in Tennessee, I have connections on the state level of VSOs that will help you with your disability. So if you look down below, leave me a comment, say what's up, give me a message. We'll figure it out. I'm here to help you. So surviving spouses of veterans who died in service or from service-related disabilities are also exempt. Again, I say in every video, this is the sad thing, and if you are a spouse watching this, because that applies to you, thank you for your spouse's service. I am sorry for your loss. But yes, so if your spouse is activated and unfortunately passes away in the line of duty, that funding fee is waived, as well as if they had a service-related disability that took their life. The best example I have for this is that you did your 4 years in the military, you got out, the military connected you with a disability of cancer, and then you succumbed to cancer. That is, again, another thing that your surviving spouse would have to get exempt from. Sorry, that was worded very weird. You just need the correct documentation and whatnot. But yeah, the example of the $400,000 loan is that you pay $0 funding fee. Dude, that's it. So your loan is $400,000, unless you want to add solar, because we can do that too. That's another niche, but a different video. There are also some things for active duty, right? If you are active duty, you got a Purple Heart, you are not paying that. Gone out of there. If you were if you were a prisoner of war, or you were MIA in a combat zone, things of that nature. Again, those are a little more niche. I deal with the Purple Hearts a lot. I don't deal with the other two, especially MIAs. But there's always something. And at the end of the day, if you call me, you want me to be your loan representative and help you through this, I'm going to get the nitty gritty on everything. I do all loans, but like I said, the veteran loans, my list is like 10 times as long, because I'm very thorough, because I'm trying to get, make you happy, make me happy. We're all just happy out here, right? We all just boys and gals, whatever. How the funding fee affects your loan. Financing the fees increases your loan balance and monthly payments. Well, yeah, if you wrap it into the loan, you are going to pay a little bit more until it's paid off, but no biggie. Despite this cost, VA loans don't require private mortgage insurance, PMI, which saves you hundreds monthly. People don't understand this, right? So I'm going to do a quick calculation. Your private mortgage insurance for a conventional or FHA loan, right? It depends. I'm going to say the average, I'll go low. I'll tell you we'll do $200. So you have $200 a month. We're going to times that number by 12. $2,400 a year. If it's a 30-year mortgage, that is $72,000 over the course of 30 years. That is a lot of money, right? I don't know about you, but I'm not. I love saving money. So the private mortgage insurance basically is for the other loans, not VA loans, that if you cannot put your 20% down, you're gonna have to pay that because the banks and lenders want to make sure that their money is safe. But that's pretty much it. The VA funding fees is a needed thing, and between you and me, most of the people that pay it are the active duty soldiers because they don't meet those requirements of Purple Heart or the other things that I mentioned. So as a veteran, most of the time my veterans do not pay this. I will even go as far as holding your file and pausing it and making sure that we can get you 10% disability and then go forward, because that's $8, $9, $10,000. That's a huge deal. Anyway, like I said, if you want to get in contact with me or my team, links are down below. QR codes have popped up this entire video or whatnot. We're not licensed. The company is licensed in all 49 states. I am not, but between me and my team, we can make it happen. Even if I'm not licensed, and in that state, I will get licensed if it is worth it, and your file is nice, crisp, and clean, and you're not a jerk. Anyways, as always, I decided I'm doing this at the end of every video, and I hate it, but thank you for your service, sir and or ma'am and or sergeant and or private. I hate it so much. But again, VA Loan Guy Murph, just think about me when you're trying to buy a house, even if you just have questions. Anyways, peace, lates, and eat good food.